Kia ora whānau. Welcome to the Guna Hub. This is our preview show for the game between Arsenal and Brighton. First of all, please, if you're watching this video, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We're going to get right into it. We're still buzzing from the Newcastle win. 3 games to go. Another big game against a really good team that are also fighting for European places. So we're going to break it down, how we can tackle this game, get that W again. It's a home game. It's a big game. How do you feel, man? How you still buzzing?
Yeah, still buzzing. Still got a hangover from that Newcastle game.
Yeah.
What a game that was. What a fight that was. And let's hope we can take that same fight into Brighton.
Yeah.
It'll be a different team to come across. But our last 2 results have been good. Brighton's mixed. I mean, they just got thrashed by Everton, and I don't think anybody saw that coming, especially with the players Brighton have and the way they've been doing the season.
Yeah.
But they do still have a shot to get into Europa League, so they are going to be fighting like very, very hard. So it's going to be a tough game. First of all, any injury updates?
Yeah, so it's confirmed that we won't get to see Saliba for the rest of the season, which is unfortunate.
Yep.
How do you feel about that? Is it a big loss coming into the last 3 games?
I mean, it's been a big loss since he's been out, but
we've kind of come to terms with it, eh?
Yeah, I think we came to terms with it, and now that Kyrgios stepped in, he looks like a pretty good replacement for him, a good fill-in for him.
Yeah, and I think he's proved in the last couple of games. He's played with some good teams like Newcastle, Chelsea.
Yeah.
And we've only conceded 1 goal.
Yeah.
It wasn't even his fault. So the next 3 games, I think, if he's shown that in those 2, why can't he do it in these 3?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But the only problem is, let's just hope Gabriel stays fit. I think he will, but if he gets injured or whatever, then we'll be in trouble.
I mean, yeah. Well, the interesting thing is that City are playing Everton,
who
just thrashed Brighton,
Mm-hmm.
and they're playing it just before. So before the game starts, we'll know if City's won the game or not.
Yeah. So it'll be in our hands what we.
Yeah, I think if City win against Everton, it's pretty much over. But if Everton are somehow able to nick something from the game, even if it's a draw,
Don't know. There's still a few games. Those banana skin games that City have, like
they got Brighton and Brentford.
Yep. And they've also got, I think, Nottingham.
We got Nottingham.
Oh yeah, we've got Nottingham. Yeah, but they got some games that they can slip up in, man. Still left.
Yeah, they can. But I mean, like, if you think about it, Brighton has just lost 5-1 to Everton. If we beat them, if we go out there and thrash them, City's most likely to wipe them away.
Plus, City's probably got one eye on that Champions League semi-final. Having not got a win away from home.
Yeah. Well, that's the hope, is that they're a bit distracted and they're a bit jaded from that Madrid game, because it was a very tough game.
Yeah.
And maybe they rest some of their key players. Maybe they're not onto it, and maybe Everton can nick something.
Yeah.
But getting to the Arsenal
game. Back to us. So the other injury that we've got, that news we've got, is Zinny. So I know he's been a little bit out of form the last few weeks, and we've been calling out for Tierney to actually start instead of him, and maybe give him a rest to find his feet again, kind of like we did in mid-season with Martinelli.
Yeah. I think we prayed a bit too hard, because now he's out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we do need him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we do.
I'm not gonna say we don't. And Tierney,
he's very good.
Tierney's obviously an apt replacement, if not better. But there's things that Zinchenko does that Tierney won't do. We kind of have to lose a little bit of our shape.
Yeah.
Change the way we play a little bit.
We're going to lose a little bit of our build-up.
Yep.
So
it is a bit of a loss, and we will, I think, miss it, especially in games like against Brighton, where they're a lot more technical. They like to keep the ball. They like to keep possession.
Yeah.
Not many teams in the Premier League are like that. Most are direct against the bigger team.
And they move the ball very quickly, Brighton.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe Tierney coming in might be a bit of a blessing for us. Hopefully, it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. Well, if it's a battle, then definitely we need Tierney, like we said with the Newcastle game.
Yeah, well, the thing with Tierney is he's got so much pace that even if Arteta asks him to come to the middle of the park like Zinchenko does, he still has enough pace to sprint down onto the left side and catch up to the right wing. So that that's an added bonus. But I also heard that, Arteta's press conference, he was a bit, he wasn't clear that both Saliba and Zinchenko will be out. He was just kind of like, yeah, we're training tomorrow. After training, we'll see and we can assess and see the players that are out if they're still out.
Yeah.
I think Saliba's out because, his one's been ongoing and it's not getting better and he's not training.
Yeah.
But I think Zinchenko maybe could possibly make the last game or maybe the second to last game.
Yeah.
So we don't know, but he should be out for this game.
In any case, I reckon Tierney's done enough to start.
I mean, yeah, I would want him to start even if Zinny's
they were
fully
both
fit.
fit, for me anyway. But
I mean, the last 3 games, he's got so much energy, Tierney, and I think it just all needs to come out in these last 3 games, and he needs to push. And I think it's important for him to start if we want any chance of keeping him in the summer as well. Because
in saying that, in this game, I think Brighton, they have a pretty strong midfield. I mean, I think they got like McAllister, who runs the show pretty much every game, and then the other guy, is it Caicedo?
Yeah. McAllister.
Yeah.
McAllister's the World Cup winner.
Yeah, and then they like to keep their ball. So
and Caicedo's very good on the ball too.
Yeah, exactly, and they're quite strong. They battle hard. They work for each other. They kind of crowd that midfield.
Yeah.
And they play out well from the back. So having Zinchenko would have been, I guess, a bonus in this game because we would have outnumbered them in
the midfield. Yeah.
I think they're wide play. I mean, yeah, they're good. They've lost. I think Solly March.
Yep,
he's out. I think he won't be there for this game. So that's a loss
bonus for us. Yeah.
Yeah, bonus for us. But I think out wide, they're not as strong as they are.
Besides Matoma, I mean, out in that left.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Well, he's a good player, man. Jesus.
Yeah. We're gonna look after him, but
I mean, hopefully White has his number, but
yeah. So we will miss Zinny, I think.
I think we will. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's hope that Tierney comes in, carries on from where he left off in that Newcastle game, and
But it's going to be important how we line up now if Zinny's out, because with Zinny always drifting into midfield, it allowed Xhaka to push up, Odegaard to push up, and now that he won't be there, there'll be that little gap. So it'll be important to see how he set up.
I think what we'd need to see is sort of like the discipline and maturity Xhaka showed in the Newcastle game, where he realized that we're getting bullied a little bit, and he stepped in and helped Jorginho out.
Yeah.
And then that kind of gave us the impetus to, start getting the ball forward to Odegaard quicker.
Yep.
So let's hope that we figure that out because, this will be, I think, a lot different to the Newcastle game. It'll be more tactical.
Yeah.
Because they are a team that's, more tactically apt. But we seem to kind of thrive on games like this throughout the season.
Yeah.
It's the teams that kind of disrupt our play that we struggle with.
Yeah, I think you're right. Teams that press really hard and really fast and they're really aggressive, we struggle with. Yeah. Teams that like to sort of keep the ball and have technical players. Once we find our rhythm, we kind of outplay them just because we're that much better and we're just able to play around all of their players. Yeah. So
that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, I'm calling out Odegaard to again have a good game. Hopefully, Xhaka. Anyway, let's just get into the lineup. How are you going to line up, bro?
I think it'll be the same as Newcastle game. It'll be Ramsdale, White, Kiwior, Gabriel, and Tierney. He's the only change. And then in the midfield, I'd go with Jorginho, Odegaard, and Xhaka.
Still going to leave Partey out?
I had a thought that maybe we should play him and Jorginho together, but...
He had a good game, I think, last time out.
But I mean, he's been off form, and then Jorginho's come in and done such a good job.
Blinders. He's just come off a man of the match performance. How
you can't. Yeah. And I think Partey would be great to have on the bench. And if we're controlling the game and winning it, you bring him on to shore things up.
Yeah. Or if we're losing that midfield battle and something needs to change.
All that. Yeah. I think Partey's a good option to have to change something.
Yeah. What about
up front? I think you go with Jesus, Saka, Martinelli. And again, it's a bit harsh again on Trossard because he always seems to be brilliant when he comes on. Always seems to be doing something.
Yeah.
But he's a good player to have off the bench again when you need to change something.
Yeah.
When you need to keep possession a little bit more. But you can't keep Martinelli out because that guy, the growth he has shown this whole season, but in particular the last 2 months. After we've had sort of a bad patch and the last couple of games the way he's performed. he's just shown so much maturity.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
the word.
you know, and he knows when to take on his players. He knows when to slow it down, and he just has an ability to take the ball and run like 40 meters up the pitch without trying too hard. You know.
Yeah.
And people just keep backing off him as well. So
yeah, no, that's the exact word, and I think that goes for like Saka as well. Like in the last month or so, he hasn't really scored many goals or assisted many. I mean, he has got a couple, but like teams have kind of figured him out. They know that he's the danger man, so you know they double up on him.
sometimes
or
triple up on him.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you're right. They're both showing so much maturity, and you know, just doing the smart things, taking the pressure off our team, especially in that Newcastle game. You showed how far they've come since last year. You know, last year they'd be kind of flustered. They'd lose their head.
Yeah.
Whereas every game they seem to get better and better.
And I mean, don't forget, like they were up against some really good fullbacks against Newcastle.
Oh,
Martinelli was up against Trippier, who's one of the best right backs in the league.
Yeah.
And he
If
still
not the world,
did really perform really well. So how would you line up then?
Yeah, same, bro.
Same.
Same. Yeah. And definitely, Tierney. I mean, I probably would have picked him, like I said.
Even if he was fit.
Yeah, and I did so in the last game as well. But you know, I understand why Arteta picks him, and I understand the relevance of having Zinni in the team. And I think we're gonna miss him this game, but I think we're gonna have enough, you know, to get past Brighton.
Yeah, and so Partey and
yeah, you have to
on
start
the bench?
Jorginho, bro. He's had 2 blinders. You know, what's stopping him from going and having another one?
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna play at home. The crowd is gonna be at our backs after that Newcastle win. You know, everyone wants to come and watch Arsenal play the same way they played against Newcastle. So I just want to see the boys go out there with the same attitude, the same hunger, you know, the same desire to battle.
Yeah.
And I think we'll get the win, bro.
Yeah.
If we do those.
Scores? What do you reckon the scores will be?
Last 2 times I've predicted a draw.
And we've won, so I think you should predict a draw again.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, let's go 2-2.
Cool. I'm gonna go 3-1 to Arsenal.
Yeah.
I feel like either Welbeck or Matoma, someone's gonna score.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not forget they have Welbeck. He's gonna come back to prove.
Yeah,
the
he's
point
gonna
as
come back. Yeah, and he's on form. He's playing.
I mean,
well.
Welbeck's a really good guy. I'm sure he'll do us a favor.
Yeah, we gotta look out for their danger man. Like you said, like especially that winger Matoma.
Yeah, bro.
He's
Dangerous.
He's dangerous.
Hopefully, White is just stuck on him, and he's
Yeah.
and he's got Kirill behind him as well. So
Yeah, and then we'll just need like Saka or Martinelli if he's on that side.
and we got
That's
Ramsdale's
Saka.
on the form of his life as well.
Yeah, just to double up on him and yeah, just trust our defenders. You know,
Trust
I
our
think
keeper.
trust our keeper. Hopefully not
Yeah.
too much.
Hopefully we get the win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nah, that's it. Hopefully you guys liked our video.
Yeah. Hope
Yeah.
everyone as well. Come on, you Gunners, let's get
go.
that win.